I'm John Patrick Lacquio. I am the reporter. Our topic is the Philippines Constitution 1987 after martial law. What is the purpose of Constitution? Is establish the basic framework and underlying principle of government, prescribes and permanent framework of the system of government and assigned to the different departments or branches and their respective powers and duties in Article 1. Is it establish a certain basic principle on which is the government is founded in Preamble Article 1 is designed to preserve and protect in the rights of the citizens against the powers of the state. Puna siya ay purpose of the Constitution. How supreme is a Constitution? The supreme is a Constitution is serves as supreme or fundamental law. It has status of a supreme or fundamental law. It fixes the entire people from whom to or derives its claim obedience. It is a charter creating the government. It is a binding to all individual citizens and all organs of the government. It's the law of which all other laws must conform. It's a test of legality of all government action. The supremacy of the Constitution on mass mandates of the law. What are the requisites of a good written constitution? Number 1. As to form a good written constitution, it should be a brief, B, broad, and C, definite. A brief is the constitution is so detailed it will be lost to advantage of fundamental law, which is the few provision outlines and structure of the government of the whole states and the rights of the citizen. It will probably never understood by the public, or furthermore it will be deemed be necessary amend every once is a while to cover many future of contingencies. 2. Broad. The statement of the powers, functions, government, and of the relation between the governing body and the governed requires that it's a comprehensive and possible. And C. Definite. Because otherwise application of provision to concrete situation may unduly difficult is not impossible. Any vagueness is which may lead to opposing interpretation of essential feature of may cause incalculable harm, civil war, and the disruption of state many follow from ambiguous of precision of its constitution. Masay request of a good writing of constitution. Number 2 of request of a good writing constitution as to contents it should be content at least 3 sets of provision. Number 2, the constitution of the government is that dealing with the framework of government is of powers and define the electorate of the group of provision has been called the Constitution of Liberty. The setting for the fundamental rights people is imposing certain limitation of the powers of government means the securing enjoyment these rights, and this group has been referred by as the constitution of sovereignty is the pointing of out of mode or procedure or amending revising the constitution. The group has been called Article 17 amendments of the revision of belong this category. Advantage and disadvantage of writing constitution. It has the advantage of clearness and definiteness over an unwritten one, since the writing of constitution is binding document and the rights of citizens are more secured. Ang disadvantage is lies difficulty is amendment. This is prevents for immediate production of needed reforms and maybe thereby retard unhealthy growth and progress of the stage. Munto siya kuan sa constitution. Mo siya silbi ako rang introduction sa of constitution. Now our topic now is Now, adoption of a constitution is the original constitution is adopted by the people of newly established states. Now, the constitution amendment is in order to make more responsive demands of the changing political environment. And what are the steps in amending in a constitution? Number 1, the proposal of amendments by the power of constitution by assembly. Ang una, by Congress acting Constitution Assembly by 3/4 vote of all its members. By number 2, by a Constitutional Convention is Congress may call a con by 2/3 vote it of else members of by majority vote all its members. Congress may be submit the electorate question whether all call con or not. Ikatulo, by the people through initiative. Ang una kay petition proposed such as amendments must be signed at the least 12% of all registered voters. Kedua, every legislative district is represented by at least 3% of the registered voters in. Ang limitation po niya is cannot be exercised often once every 5 years. And yung ikadua to is ratification. Valid by ratified of a majority of votes cast by plebiscite. Or plebiscito. Plebiscite held is not earlier than 60 days or later than 90 days after the certification by Comelec of the petition sufficiency. Ang required na is valid by ratification held in plebiscite under the election law supervised by the Comelec and where franchise voters reserved by voters take a part. What are the kinds of constitutional provision? Number 1, self-executing provision. All provision of the Constitution are self-executing. The nature, extent of the right uncovered by liability imposed by fixing and Constitution itself, unless expressly provided the legislative act necessary to enforce constitutional and mandate the presumption that is not all provision or executing. Ang ikadua niya is non-self-executing provision. Some constitution are merely declaration of policies and gives the legislature the direction to determine when or whether they shall be effective subordinated to the will of the lawmaking body. First constitution of the Philippines is the Malolos Constitution in 1899. This is the first republican constitution in Asia. Is declared by sovereignty, described exclusively of the people, stated by basic civil rights. Church and states are called the creation of assembly of representative to act as a legislative body. It also called from presidential form of government of the president elected with term of 4 years of majority of the assembly. It was titled is a Constitution Politica as a written Spanish following a declaration of independence from Spain proclaimed of January 20, 1899 was enacted by ratified by Malolos Congress at the Congress held in Malolos, Bulacan. Muna siya first constitution of the Philippines in 1899 nila ni katulad ni Emilio Aguinaldo. May first constitution na hitabo sa Malolos, Bulacan. The fourth Constitution of the Philippines is first the Commonwealth and the Third Republic of 1935 by President Manuel L. Quezon. The first Constitution is the Commonwealth and the Third Republic in 1935. The 1935 Constitution is ratified on May 14, 1935. Futures established the Commonwealth government, provide democratic and republican government, inclusion of the Bill of Rights. Ito siya sa panahon ni Manuel L. Quezon ng 1935 sa May 14, 1935. Kaduwang constitution is the Martial Law Constitution of 1973 by President Ferdinand Marcos. The Martial Law Constitution is ratified on January 17, 1973. Established a modified parliamentary government. Suspension of the Bill of Rights as given greater power of the executive department. O siya sa Martial Law Constitution 1973 ani President Marcos dayon na develop ang 1987 Philippines Constitution by approved by the 1986 Constitutional Commission on October 12, 1986. The Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines presented to President Corazon C. Aquino on October 15, 1986. It was ratified on February 2, 1987 and plebiscite and was proclaimed in force in February 11, 1987. Usob ang na-develop ang Constitution 1987 by President Corazon C. Aquino kato kay yang giusob ang Constitution of 1986. Then the Marcos Constitution of 1973 na usob siya sa panahon ni President Corazon Aquino. What is the importance of Constitution of the Philippines? A constitution is important because ensure those who make decisions on behalf of the public fairly represent public opinion. It also sets out the ways which is those who experience a power must be held accountable to the people and deserve. The constitution in the Philippines is important to all people because it will be to protect to us.